And we are live. Hello, and thanks for tuning in. This is the SuperBoss Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Harrison Ngo, and I'm joined by Ian Eatwell.
Hey!
And Luc Tran.
Hello.
And if you're a new listener, we each bring something to the table, which can be anything. I can't talk today. That ranges from movies, comics. No, I really can't though. That ranges from movies, comics to video games, or in all honesty, recently. It's kind of whatever we feel like talking about. So sit back, relax, and I got nothing. I didn't plan that far.
Like Ian, what's up, my guy?
Oh man,
we're gonna go past the segue. We're just gonna brute force it today.
Fuck yeah!
Just knocking down all the doors. All right, I know. It's good to present a message of health and good eating and like healthy foods for like personal health and fitness and stuff. I know all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I forgot to eat today until like 3:00, and then I just ate like 1,500 calories worth of pizza.
That's just intermittent fasting.
Oh.
So you're right.
You were under the 2,000 calorie suggestion.
You're right.
As long as you don't eat anything else the rest of the day, you're good.
Well, I mean, I'm still in that bulking life, so I got about another 1,500 to go. But
just eat another pizza.
Yeah, easy.
Man, it was so good. But Luke,
it's the beauty of pizza. You just change the toppings, and it's like a whole nother. I've never eaten this before in my life.
Yeah, you start with the pepperoni, and then maybe you throw on some pineapple and ham on there.
I was about to say it. I was really about to say it. Right, Luke? I forget. Like, I know Luke's in that camp. Ian, I forgot which camp are you in on that? I keep forgetting. Really quick.
Well, he's a trash can. He'll just eat anything on a pizza. He likes pineapple on pizza.
He's not wrong. I am a trash can. I will eat most things.
Huh. I must also have trash taste.
I'm not gonna go down my spiel.
No, I feel like we did this once before.
All you need to know is that I unironically hate pineapple on pizza. That's all we need to say.
There was unironically. No,
I was gonna ask.
Coincidentally, that's the right word. I was watching some gaming YouTubers today that I watch, and they were doing like this bet challenge thing where they would do like speedrun of this Mario game, and if they got it like under a time limit, the guy had to like buy them pizza. And it's a trio of dudes, and they're like they do it all the time. So when the guy who got the pizza was Brett, and he got to like pick what was on it, and he asked for the Hawaiian or whatever, which is pineapple and ham. I looked in the comments, someone was like, that pineapple pizza just changed my whole perspective and everything that I feel about Brett. It's like, oh my God. It's like, here it is, the debate again, the age-old debate.
It really is, though.
Wait, so... But yeah, I ate 1,500 calories worth of pizza, so now I'm just kind of riding that wave,
I mean, that was what, 4 hours ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I'm getting pretty hungry.
Just in time for dinner, dude. Easy.
Yeah.
It's always, I had, back when I used to deliver pizza, and this was back in college, and it was that 1 year in college where I was like hyper into fitness, like, and it was partly because I was in that weightlifting class, but I'd go to the gym twice a day, 6 days a week, I think. And it was always funny with some of my other coworkers, who a lot of my coworkers are into fitness, and specifically on the shift I tended to work. Two of my coworkers, they were like into fitness, but it was like eating healthy and doing running and yoga to stay like fit and slim and trim. And I'm like, I need to bulk. And I remember they were just talking about because when we worked, like obviously we worked during the day, so we'd get a free lunch. and they would try and like figure out how many calories they had to like trim down the calories on the pizza. And I'd be complete opposite. Like, I need everything. Give me everything on this pizza.
And everything.
And they would always joke like, man, like, how do you eat so much? I was like, I need to eat 4,000 calories a day right now. And they were just blown away.
Yeah,
because I think they were trying to shoot for like 1,800 calories a day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't do that.
Mm.
Like, at my most fit, if I didn't get at least like 2,500, I get headaches.
Oh, really? Oh, shoot.
Yeah. And I still like, I eat like garbage and I haven't gone to the gym mainly because of COVID.
Soon.
But even now, like, if I don't eat for a while, I just get like really bad headaches.
That's wild.
And I don't really know why. I just know like I'm hungry. I need to eat right now.
Yeah. It's fun. It was funny because like Ian right now is bulking and I'm cutting, and it's like we're never on the same.
I'm the happy equilibrium.
Yeah, but it's like I look at Luke and I'm like, fuck, I want that. Like, as in like there are times when you're just like, oh, I want to eat this. I'm like, fuck, dude, I want
it's such a bad habit. I need to take better care of myself.
I will say, like, I don't want to, like what Ian was talking about. I get being conscious about it, but there is an extent that there are people that go very far, and I don't. That's also not the standard. I want people to like understand, like, that's not normal.
Well, like I'm too far into like I don't care right now.
Yeah,
I need to take better care of myself.
It's that middle, but
yeah, dude, it's fine.
I'm just ready to go back to the gym.
Oh yeah,
like going back to the gym, or just like I've been wanting to get a bike for a long time, and I can actually go to because there's a bike store near me.
Oh yeah.
Actually, like talking to someone like, hey, I haven't had a bike in, I don't know, 5 years. What do I need to do to like, and like to actually get sized for a bike? Because beforehand, I'd always get like, I mean, I think most kids like, oh, here's a Walmart bike.
Yeah.
And then if you're in like high school, it's usually a garage sale bike from like someone's dad who used to ride their bike and they just don't anymore.
Yeah.
But I haven't gotten like a new bike sized for me.
That's actually
specific
exactly
like, hey, I want. Yeah, like that's what happened.
That was actually, I was like, that's too real.
Because I had my bike in high school, I got from a garage sale, and then in college, I just borrowed my dad's bike because he didn't ride at the time.
Yep.
And so, like, it's the same thing. Like, it's in like any hobby or anything you do, it's always cool to make that jump from like. You just get whatever. Like you go to Amazon or Target or Walmart, whatever, you just buy it. And then you find the specialty stores. And someone who's like, their entire job is like, yep, I sell only this product. Because for shoes, it's like, you can get Walmart shoes or Payless shoes, or you can get Nikes. But then if you go to like a specialty running store, it's like a whole new world of, hey, and I mean, a lot of people knew like there's not Acer, that's a computer, ASICs. Yeah. They're ASIC shoes, which is like, okay. But then there's like the other weird realm of like, this is a very, like, it's a French brand of shoe. And I don't know. I think it's cool to do that with like any hobby, like running, biking, or even like, you go to Best Buy and you buy a laptop, and then you go to Micro Center and like, I'm here to build my own computer.
I need parts.
It's like wildly totally different experiences.
Yeah.
That was a weird rant. I don't know.
No.
Not
bikes.
really,
I want to go ride a bike.
No.
Dude, speaking of, so if you spend time in like the YouTube fitness section, literally, or I think just probably fitness in general, most people will complain about how small calves they have, or most guys who like want to get big.
They will
just ride a bike.
Yeah.
Ride a bike, because one of our mutual friends has the largest of calves.
And it's his biggest
And I was
flex.
so surprising, because he looks like, you're just proportionally, he just looks like a normal average guy. But then he pulled up his like pant leg one day, and you just like, it's if you watch anime, it's that one anime where there's the guy in the tracksuit and he like unzips it and just like explodes in muscle.
Yeah,
is
how
literally
heavy are
that
the dumbbells you lift.
Yeah,
yep, that's
which I love.
Yeah.
Still love that show.
Still love it.
That was a great show.
Yeah. It's funny, like almost all of my leg development has just come natural from like playing soccer and then doing 6 years of marching band.
See, that makes sense, though.
I didn't do like heavy gym squats and all the leg workouts until college, basically.
Mm. Which just
just
shows
like,
how massive you can get without like weights, with just your body
without
weight.
weight training. Like it's actually doing normal stuff.
I could naturally squat 225 before ever having done a squat before. And I was like, I wonder what I can do.
Let's find
and then
out.
I'd go bench press. It's like, oh god, the bar is so heavy. I don't have upper body development.
That's when you start playing soccer on your hands.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god, just running. That'd be really scary. Especially like you have that one psycho parent who like got to start them young. And you see this 12-year-old just scurrying around on their hands.
Like doing hands, like essentially doing like running handstands, essentially.
Yeah.
I was about to say walking, but I was like, no, it's running at that point. Yeah. But yeah, Ian, what else? Besides eating that big pizza.
All of that just to say I ate a pizza.
Yeah, all of that from the pizza. Actually, really quick. You're talking about how like it's weird. I just had, so at my company I get like a new I get a suit jacket for being to get up to a certain point.
Fancy.
And it was so weird because I had to actually go into the office because they have a go-to tailor. And I was like, he actually fitted and everything. Measured? I was like, yeah. And I was like, he's like, oh, what kind of suit do you want? I was like, I don't know. I'm not in that tax bracket.
You just need a quote from that scene from the second John Wick.
Oh, you're right.
He's getting this suit. He's like, Italian, 2 buttons, tapered, tactical lining. And he's just like, of course, Mr. Wick.
Man.
He just gets taken over by the like mafia underworld. It's like, of course, Mr. Wick.
Like, it was funny because like we got fitted for like one of our friends got married like a couple years now, but we got fitted for like a suit. But it's like one of those like rental suit fittings. So they were just like checking the general thing. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
But then like actually like
but this is like
everything.
He is like measuring every part and like you could tell he's like he put on a jacket for me and he's this already fits kind of well, but I want to get the details. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they just like modify it a bit.
I was like, cool.
Dude, fitted suits. I hate dressing up. My aesthetic is I like comfy hoodies and I like shorts or like soccer shorts because
comfy.
My body is this like homunculus of sizes. But if you get a really well fitted suit, it looks so good. That would be like one of those weird things where like if you're ever like, oh, I'm a multimillionaire, I'm set for life. I would want tailored everything.
Oh my gosh.
Just because it would be so comfy.
Yeah. I mean,
I was going to say like the one negative though would be like, you have to make sure you stay the same, essentially.
But you make so much money.
You're right. No, you're right.
You just keep getting like, things like retailed.
Sorry, this is my peasant mentality.
Every year, just
it's a different mentality.
Built different.
Built different. Thought
kids.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, back to Ian. Besides the one pizza.
Right. Yeah. The last thing I wanted to say about the suit thing was I just went like the longest I've ever done, besides when we had to get measured for that one time, was I just went into Big and Tall and found a size that fits.
But that's normal. Honestly, it's like you put it on, you're like, this works. I'm only wearing it for like probably 4 hours.
It's what they used to do in like 90s when all the like football or basketball athletes had to like, they do like a conference or press day. And you'd see how goofy they look, like the jackets down to their knees and everything's super huge. Floppy.
But now it's
and
big
then
money.
Back even in like the 80s, European soccer coaches are like, nope, tailored suits all the way. We got to be slim, got to look good for the camera. And then they caught on, and now everybody wants a tailored suit.
Yeah. But anyways, what else? Oh man, you know, I had this conversation with. I don't know if it's COVID or if it's just what my life is right now.
It's probably a mix of both.
But I've probably, yeah. I had this conversation with somebody though, where it's like it was someone I don't see regularly.
Yeah.
Obviously because of COVID, but now that I'm vaccinated and stuff, I still don't see them regularly or talk to them regularly.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, so like, what's been going on? And I like just sat there for a second and was like, nothing. Like, nothing new. That's what it was. He said, what's new? And I was like, there's nothing new. I do the same thing like every single day. It's like work out, study, sometimes stream.
I mean, that's kind of what I do like otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Like even before COVID, I'm either working, I'm at the gym, or I'm just playing video games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think
quarantine has changed nothing except replace going to the gym with more video game time?
True.
That's a fair point.
I was gonna say, do you think it's more because I've hit this part at most times. This was before quarantine too. Like someone would be like, "Hey, what's new?" I'm like, even now, like at work, they're like, "What's new?" I'm like, I would blank out thinking about what I did over the weekend. I'm like, and I think partially sometimes I'm like, is it because it's not interesting enough for me to even, because there'd be someone that, because like one of my coworkers, she's really cool in that like she likes going out hiking, she like takes photos and all this stuff, and look at me, and I'm like, I cleaned up my apartment this past weekend.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's something, but and it's so bad because like I'm starting to realize like I'm a boring ass person when my girlfriend is out of town for schooling, and I'm like, wow, back then I really did just go out and eat and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is probably a combination of like COVID and all that. Like we'd all go hang out and do something fun. It's like, hey, we should do this because oh my god, we have plans. But but like, yeah, I do you think it's more just because like, because when you say that for them, maybe it is something new. Like you just mentioned streaming, didn't even know that, you know?
Yeah. I think you're probably right. It is just like stuff that I guess I perceive as them, like they're not gonna think it's interesting, so I'm just like, it's whatever. Yeah. And I like, so then I'll just be like, nothing's new.
Well, it's like,
but really I have been like doing stuff.
Because there's also it's like the American thing,
and
maybe that comes off weird, but like, how are you doing or what's up or what's new is kind of like the colloquial, just like hello,
hi, yeah,
and they don't expect you to be like, oh, I was like. No one expects you to, and if you do actually talk in depth about what you did or like something interesting that happened, they don't care.
Yeah.
They just want to hear, oh, not much, or like, yeah, I'm good. About you.
It's
like,
so 100%.
This was a situation where like we had sat down, like we had already greeted each other, and then we sat down,
like actually catching up.
And I was like, I don't have a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
but
like. Because with my coworkers, we have like a video chat every Friday.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
And it's like, oh, what are you guys doing? Or like anything cool? And like a few weeks ago, I was looking at like, because I want to go, there's an archery range nearby that I liked going to. And I want to get my own bow, so I don't have to keep renting a bow. And they don't want to hear about me like, oh, I was looking at bow parts and I'm trying to compare like the poundage and all this other weird stuff of like looking at how people compare brands. They don't want to hear that. One, because no one else does archery, but two, they don't really care. So I'm just like, nothing. Yeah. Same old.
Yeah, I think it's just like a dynamic too, just because like it's funny because I think it's just because like I say this, I was like, oh, I'm boring, like I don't have much to say, but then like it's funny because then like my old bosses would always be like, they would find out I do stuff and they're like, wait, that's actually really cool, Harrison, this is the issue, you don't talk to us about this stuff. I'm like, well, I guess it's more like I personally don't think it's interesting, but that's because it's my everyday life at that point.
Right. It's interesting to you, but you do it all the time, so it just is normal to you.
Yeah, but I also think Luc's right too, because to an extent, it's like, oh, cool. It could be like, oh, cool, you do archery or you're into it. But then there's that area of cool, but you start getting into it more. Yeah, it's like, okay, cool. Now next.
Because it's like, because like, for the example of like Harrison, because like Harrison and I, we've been friends for so long. If he wants to talk about like, hey, I just got like a Court of Owls comic or like anything Batman, like I'm gonna care.
Yeah.
But if it's like your random coworker you see at lunch, it's like, hey, did you get anything cool? It's like, Batman.
Yeah, right.
I got some Batman stuff. Because also like I don't know anything about Batman. I just know like Court of Owls is a thing.
Yeah. But it's just like that. Yeah, it's just like that thing where I think that's also just something people learn. Like, this is the funniest thing. I'm like, you can tell some people, it's bad to say, but you can tell some people don't have that kind of interaction a lot when they like start going off. And I'm like, it feels bad because I'm like, no, I know you're just passionate about it. But some people don't think that. They just think it's weird.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's just the sad part. But it's also kind of like, I also don't, I'm like, there's an extent where that's cool, man.
yeah.
But yeah, if it were like you guys, I'm like, oh, that's really cool.
There are
like,
some days
obviously
where
I put effort into it and listen. So I'm like, oh, you guys, but no, Ian, you're interesting. You're cool. You're beautiful. You're you're strong, independent. You got
strong, independent woman who don't need no man.
Ooh, girl. But yeah. So back on track. Again, what else has been new? I finally watched the Mortal Kombat movie.
Have you?
I still haven't watched it yet.
I haven't either. I had to wait, but I was going to.
You guys haven't seen it. Okay, gotcha. Then we'll put that on hold.
I do not care about spoilers at all. So
okay, all right.
Like if you want to talk, because I mean, I am one of those people who like I guess I want to see it partly because I know it's gonna be bad. But also like as a kid, I watched the original Mortal Kombat and I thought it was like funny to watch. Yeah. So it's more of just like, I guess I'll keep watching it just to keep up appearances.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I'm kind of same, but also kind of like I know I'm gonna watch it probably this weekend, so I kind of want to like go in like with some
surprises,
like, some surprises,
not surprise, but it's like I guess I don't want my expectations to like veer off to like I want to like at least keep it
low expect.
Yeah, because like who knows, you could hype me up. But anyway,
no, it's for me. It was exactly what I thought it would be, and that's great. You know, it's just it was good. I had a good time. It literally is just like it's just like another retelling of like I feel like Mortal Kombat has told the same story again and again and again.
Even in the game.
And it's just that again. So it's like, all right, cool. Let's do it again. Round 3.
I've heard like
fight. Yeah.
Did you watch Godzilla vs. King Kong yet?
Yes. I did that too.
I've heard this comparison a lot, and I think it's mainly pertaining to like the kaiju genre of films. But some people say like when you watch a kaiju film, and it's like, oh, I just want to see big monsters fight each other. And that's really all I care about. And then some people are like, that's bad for like the expectations for a kaiju film. And it's like, you see giant monsters fight, and then you'll hear like the professional film critics will say like the human elements were bad. And then fans will, throw it back. I don't care. I just want to see monsters fight.
Right.
Do you think personally it's bad when you have those kind of expectations? Like, oh, it's just a Mortal Kombat film and it's a retelling. I don't care about the plot. I just want to see like crazy gore. Versus like they could have actually done like a compelling Mortal Kombat story.
This
goes for you too, Harrison. Maybe not for Mortal Kombat.
No, I do have like other examples.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
let you go.
Do I think it's bad? No. Like I guess what I'm getting from what you're saying are like you should expect more from what they're doing.
Like having higher expectations of directors and writers for those kind of films.
I mean, no, I don't think so, because I think it satisfies a different part of me, which is a very odd way to put it, but
phrasing.
Phrasing. But yeah, it's I mean, I wouldn't be mad if they made like a super like really interesting Mortal Kombat movie, but also let's take Mortal Kombat for example. If they made like something really interesting where they had like really good character development and really good like depth. And they had like really good story beats. But it's the I don't know. It satisfies like a different part where I don't want to have to get invested in these characters. I already am or the story. Like I already know this story. I already have like, I don't know if I'd call it an investment, but like I know these characters from the video game, so I have like that kind of tie to it. I don't need to be like emotionally invested, like Titanic level invested into a character. Especially in this Mortal Kombat movie where they're just like punching the shit out of each other and blood and gore is going everywhere. That's more of like just I would say a dumb brain satisfaction than a artsy brain satisfaction, I guess. And I don't think that's bad, but I could be wrong. I think that's
Yeah, no, I agree with that, and I think the big part though, it's hard to, when you talk about the expectations on certain things, like when you watch like when you watch like Godzilla stuff, for instance, like I think it's hard because there's a history with it, so it kind of builds that expectation where there's always it's gonna cause that camp. I think this just comes with the longevity of like a medium, right? So with Godzilla, it's been so long that they have so many iterations that now there is an expectation of, that's why I think people have this. As long as I get these fights, this is why I loved it initially. But then when you try to divert and try to have a different telling, I think it's still important to like let directors and stuff retell it in a different way sometimes. But I think that's where the criticisms start hitting different, where I guess I see Ian. Oh yeah.
I just thought of something that I really want to say, but like, go ahead, finish your. I don't want.
Yeah, essentially, it's just like I think that it just comes with like the history of it, because I think you can also say that for like, let's say Star Wars, or like say, actually for me, the biggest one for me is, and this is why I say mediums, because for instance, let's say Assassin's Creed, I like the games, but when they dropped the movie, I was excited because I was like, cool, this is based on something I like. I have an expectation because of the games. But this is also a bad example in it itself, because game movies are so far in like just bad. This is why I think we have this. This is why I think Ian also has like this expectation of, I know what I'm expecting, because honestly, there's these games that you're like, oh, their story's the same, blah blah blah. But when I watched the Assassin's Creed movie, it was pretty shit because I was asleep for 2/3 of it.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I stayed awake and it wasn't great.
I woke up. I'm like, where are we? Spain, got it. But yeah, sorry, Ian. I don't want you.
No. I should be sorry for interrupting, but kind of like going off of the whole like, I've played the game, so I had that expectation. It also, I think it would actually, I would like it. So let's go back to. I think the reason. No, I'd have to think about that too much. Never mind. We're sticking with the Mortal Kombat.
Oh, you know what another one is? Transformers. You go in, okay, you could say, oh, this is a Michael Bay film, I expect action.
Mm-hmm.
See, like, the comparison I was going to make was, it's like the Fate series.
Mm-hmm.
Where you have Fate Zero, which I think is a lot of people's, at least kind of in our age group, that's your dip into like the Nasuverse. And there's like a relatively compelling narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had Unlimited Blade Works come out, and then you start to hear the joke of like, oh yeah, Unlimited Budget Works. And it's like all style and not like, there's still a story, but
not as,
there's like a definitive decline in like how characters are written.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get into Fate Grand Order Babylonia. You get into like, okay, we've jumped the shark into like pure fan service, and there's really nothing of like note.
Yeah. There's no like substance.
Both fan service and like boingy boingy fan service, but also just like cool fight scenes, flashy effects, what you expect.
Mm-hmm.
And the story's kind of garbage.
Yeah. Which is really sad because you're right. Zero was like, it was the easiest hook for anyone because when you watch, in comparison, like if you were, because I remember you introduced it to one of our friends, Cat Friend. And he actually liked. Oh yeah, no, he
cat friend. I thought you said cat friend. Sorry. I was like
cat friend.
Cat friend.
I know. Yeah, we say cat friend. I'm like, wait, that is.
But like especially, and I think
that's him too.
Zero is like a really good example because they lay out all these very good ground rules of how the world works, and like these are the rules. And then you go into, I'm gonna keep picking on Grand Order because I think Grand Order was terrible, but Grand Order's like, it's like an alternate timeline. And then instead of the traditional rules of the Grail War and 7 servants, it's the fake Grail War and you have 14 servants. It's just 2 of each on opposite sides. And you're just like, whoa, you're not allowed to do
no, that's not Grail. That's Apocrypha.
Oh, sorry.
But
Apocrypha.
even then, still, like, that was pretty shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, because Grand Order also starts introducing
it's also
the
weird.
weirder classes.
Yes, it is also weird.
Like, hey, we have Shielder. Their whole thing is that they have a giant shield and it's just the one character.
Yeah.
It kind of, something I think about along with that is like, when you have something and they give you expectations to have by setting forth like those rules and stuff. And if they break them a little bit, it like makes it interesting, right? You're like, oh, what? How did that happen? But when it's like just
a twist.
Take it off the rails, it's like, well, where am I now? I get that. What the whole
like,
going off
like
the
Injustice, I think, is a cool twist.
Do what?
Injustice is a good twist.
The Injustice comic line in the Injustice games is like, that's a really cool twist. But then if it's suddenly like, I'm trying to think of this like wildly bizarre DC twist that's like, you've completely lost me.
I think it would be
honestly,
like,
you could even say Batman, like the BVS movies. It is.
Yeah,
it's like
that's fair.
You have an because like, people had an expectation for that too. I mean, I had one like watching the comic or not the animated movie, where it was like, oh, that was based off the Tim Burton's, and everyone's like, oh, this is really good. And then Batman v Superman was good fan servicey stuff, but overall, when I look back, I'm like, wow.
It'd be like, to me, the level of twist is like you take the Blackest Night from Green Lanterns and then just apply it everywhere, where suddenly you have this mainline comic series where every character in DC is now just associated with the Lantern Corps. And they're like subsumed by like, it's not Batman anymore. It's the Bat guy who has a green ring. It's not Superman. It's just, he's the guy with the S and he has a yellow ring. Spoilers. And but it like apply that to every character. It's just like, all right, this is getting too weird for me.
I think
like
it was
that
like
level of wonky.
It was like I think like especially with that comic line, it was cool to see because you're like, oh, okay, you could see them in this state, but then it's a lot. It's still a lot though, and it kind of got convoluted.
Are we talking about Blackest Night?
Yeah,
or...
yeah.
Like Blackest Night, because it's a weird one, because I think it was one of the earlier like big crossovers, wasn't? If I remember DC well, and I don't really remember well.
I would say it's like one of the biggest it was, if anything, it's the most famous Green Lantern focused one.
But it was also pre New 52, right? Or am I crazy?
No, yeah. That was pre New 52.
Yes. Yeah, like it was like one of the big tie-ins because it was like every DC character.
It affected everyone. Yeah,
they showed up in some way or form, and
it's. Oh, go on.
No, I was just saying, like, I'm not saying Blackest Night was bad, because I enjoyed it mainly because I'm a Green Lantern fan. But just like, if they had taken that to that extreme of like, the Blackest Night just becomes the new norm, that's when you start losing people, because like, all right, this is like getting weird now.
Okay.
And I wonder if it's like me trying to make an analogy back to, should you expect better of directors and writers when you make certain things?
Yeah, and
it's a really weird logical jump in logic, but it makes sense in my head, so I don't care.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
I go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I think it's harder because the things we're picking on though have source material.
Yeah,
right.
That's the big thing.
Yeah, what I was gonna say to kind of ties along with that is it you have expectations based upon the source material. So it's kind of like if somebody makes something completely new, then I guess the only expectation you would have is like, oh, what studio is it, or what director is it, and then their like previous work, or who's in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily like wrong to have expectations, but like I don't know. Like going back to the Mortal Kombat thing, if I would almost like it worse if it was some like epic that they were trying to tell, because that's not what the game is. So based upon my previous relationship with the game, why would I want this?
Yeah. I think,
or like I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me, I guess.
It's that gray area though of like, so it's like people want it close to the source material because that's what we care about. But then if it's exactly so like, okay, so if it's like a like one to one like exact replica of like the source, it's like, oh, I'll just play the game. Or
just a waste of money.
Yeah, it's like why am I paying for a movie that I could just play? There's like that whole
that's
like
a fair
devil's
point.
advocate part. Because okay, let's say like Star Wars, people hated the prequels, but then when episode 7 came out, people praised it for no.
Seven's the
with
newest,
the whole
the new sequel.
Everyone's like, oh, this is great because it's based off of, it's kind of like it kind of mirrors 4. But then when people then there's the camp that, or later on, they're like, no, it was actually bad because honestly, it's just copy and paste.
Yeah.
Well, now we know in hindsight.
Right. That's a good point. Yeah.
But
I mean, I think it's just like everybody's gonna have different expectations, and you're gonna satisfy some people, and you're gonna not.
Yeah. It's gonna be like essentially like the old guard and new guard, like essentially. But
and then everyone.
It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Hardcore fans.
Hardcore. Yeah. I couldn't
fans.
think of the word. I was like, hardcore fans versus like the new guys. Essentially.
Yeah, I think coming from like, well, I can't say coming from someone who at least. Coming from somebody who has studied in the arts, I can't like, I've never like written anything, I've never directed a movie or something, but I would assume the best thing you can do is just meet your own expectations of like what you want to make and what you think is quality.
Yeah.
And then the masses will tell you what they think very loudly.
You're wrong. You're bad.
Yeah.
Trash.
Yeah.
So stalling.
The other stuff. So stalling. Well, I was gonna say what else I did. Was let's see. I watched those movies. I really want to watch Invincible. I mean, we talked about this earlier, but I really want to watch Invincible because I've seen so many like clips and I've spoiled myself on it a lot. But it's still like interesting.
That, like, the plague too. Yeah, I've avoided that so much. But I've seen like the thumbnails.
I went, that's exactly what happened to me. I was on YouTube, I saw the thumbnails, and I was like, oh, Invincible, the show. People were talking about this. Maybe I clicked one like small scene, and then it devolved like down the rabbit hole.
The algorithm and everything just popped up. It's like, hey, you like this, right?
Yep. Exactly. You like this? You want to see more? I'll spoil everything for you, except you won't get to watch the whole show because that's illegal, but I'll give you scenes.
Man, I do want to watch that though. Like, I know.
Yeah.
Because I think Luke's essentially caught up is caught up on it.
Yes.
And it's only 8 episodes, so it's
and
I checked
pretty short
because like I'm mostly waiting just because I'm saving it for like because my girlfriend has been doing like she's finished her tests and stuff, so we're like stockpiling it up. So there's that because I want to watch I do still want to watch Godzilla. I do still want to watch Mortal Kombat, and then Invincible.
There's a scene in Mortal Kombat that I think you will be very happy about. If you've played the games and you know some of the finishers, you will be very happy about what happens. I was just recoil. I was like, it's so horrible, but it's so cool.
It's happened. I'm sure they're actually.
You guys talking about Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Well, we were just talking about how like we need to watch Invincible because you're for sure.
And which I just saw, it got renewed for seasons 2 and 3.
Oh,
actually.
nice.
Oh,
okay.
shit.
So we get
All right.
at least 2 more seasons.
All right.
Okay.
I need to watch it. But
Yeah.
no, I'm mostly just stockpiling just because my girlfriend's trying to finish up some stuff, and then we're just gonna watch all of it.
Binge time.
Yeah, binge
The
everything.
binge.
But
Feels good.
I can't wait. Anyway, Luke,
What
just went to the
binge
restroom.
what I'm doing, I think I'm gonna kind of mirror Ian. Nothing really interesting. Like,
We're all just boring people.
I mean, I'm doing my own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So playing
Yeah.
video games, which is fun, but it's mainly like I do it for me. I don't like the games I'm playing right now. Whatever.
Yeah.
I just like I'm excited for a few things. I want to talk about that specifically.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because so we're in like phase 4 of Marvel, I think is what they're calling it,
Yes.
and it's basically the post Thanos arc.
Yes.
And I mean, so far we've had 2 shows at this point.
Yeah. WandaVision and
We've had
Falcon and
WandaVision,
Soldier.
Falcon Winter Soldier, and then they've announced a few that we have
Loki's
Black
coming
Widow
up.
movie.
Yeah.
We have the Loki TV show, and a few others.
Mhm.
And I for a while, I didn't really know if I was gonna keep up.
Yeah.
With Phase 4.
Yeah.
It's
It's a lot still.
a lot, and I don't particularly care as much. Like just as like a very casual Marvel fan, who
I feel though.
I mean, my most of my media from Marvel is from the movies.
Yeah.
I've read a few comics,
Mm.
but I don't really care for Spider-Man that much. Black Widow don't really care for,
Mhm.
but
what's exciting you?
I'm starting to change my mind. Like I'm maybe nothing specifically is like, oh, Eternals is sticking out.
Mm.
So let's start with Eternals because I want to talk about.
Who's the actor?
We know nothing about Eternals. Basically,
Camille? Is it Camille?
Yeah. Jeez. Hold up.
Huh?
The actor.
I think it's Camille In. Starts with an N.
Wait, what are we talking about?
We're talking about
Eternals.
The actor.
It was the
I
actor
know what we're talking
who
about.
everybody was like, "Oh my god, he's so buff now."
Yeah.
Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of at least. I don't know. How to
That's
pronounce
the
his name.
one I was thinking of too. 100%.
Okay.
I was like,
Yeah,
can I
he's
just-
he's like the Pakistani American comedian.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, like I remember because I think his actual film role is Kingo, and he had shown pictures of I think he was like hitting the gym or something,
Mhm.
and he's just a bulky boy now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I follow him on Instagram. It's so funny because he's like, "Don't do this. This is the worst."
Don't do what?
It's
He's like, "It's not worth it. Don't be fit. It's
Like-
such." And
a
I'm like,
lot of actors I've heard. They either hated like for example there was Chris Hemsworth and I think
Mhm.
even Chris Evans.
Yeah.
They really hated the fitness regime they had to keep
Mm-hmm.
for Marvel.
mhm.
Because Chris Evans I know he did Knives Out.
Yep.
I think that was after
That was
Avengers, or was that
Yeah, it
during
was after. I think it was after. If
Yeah.
it was close, it was probably like really close.
It was
'Cause
yeah,
he's
it was close to,
lost-
but I mean,
In that movie, he lost at least some of his like intensive muscular
yeah.
definition.
yeah, like he didn't have the like superhero physique.
Yeah, he was still.
And he had talked
big,
about like
but-
it was so much easier for him.
Mm-hmm.
And even I think Chris Hemsworth, he's still reprising Thor because Thor's still in the cinematic universe
He's
in like a major role.
he's also doing. He's preparing for a Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
Movie.
Yep.
Yeah,
So he has to,
and like it
Jesus.
he's mentioned in interviews too how it's like miserable.
It's funny because he's actually super into fitness because he has his own side
He
thing
is.
too. It's just a level of like what
'Cause
Marvel
it's like-
expects. It's a lot.
Like the classic superhero physique is kind of like how, like in certain weight classes in fighting, it's just unhealthy because you have to lose water weight
Yep.
to get that physique specifically.
Yep.
Because it's not about weight; it's like having the bulging muscles and like
The
really, really
vascularity.
apparent vascularity. you're just losing water.
Yep.
And it's super unhealthy, and they hate it.
Yep. Yeah. Just for that one scene.
And it's
really just for that one scene every time.
A few shots.
And there's a lot of things
so
where sometimes they might be having some help. That
I
is
don't
also
think that's necessarily wrong.
Not as long as as long as you have the choice. I don't think it's wrong.
Okay, it took me
steroids.
A bit
steroids.
Yes,
steroids.
It took me a bit.
Because
at first I thought, I was like, "Are we talking video effects or what's going on here?"
No.
But then I was like, "Oh, yeah.
Not everybody, but there have been like some transformations that have been very like suspect." But
it's kind of a weird slope. God, we're so derailed.
Yeah,
It's like they obviously every actor and actress should have the choice, but it's a matter of like if it's expected of them to handle that physique, like because it's not necessarily the physique itself. It primarily is, but it's also you need to get this physique in 8 weeks.
Yeah,
and it's like that's not possible unless you have to have gear.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Steroids. So it's like a weird double-edged sword where like they have the choice to not use the steroids, but then they don't have a job. So it's kind of weird.
It's really weird because
it's also like long-term use. I don't know the whole science of long-term use of steroids. I just know like specifically with I think testosterone, if you keep using testosterone, your body stops naturally producing it, so then you're kind of forced to always be supplementing yourself on testosterone supplements.
There are like a lot of different. That's why like
there's a lot of side effects.
A lot of the general Luke just used it, but the general like all-encompassing term is gear usually. But like I know who was that one actor, man? He was the guy who played it was one of the Captain America movies, and he was like the guy with the mask with like a white skull on it.
Red Skull. Luke. He was
Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, Hugo. There we go.
Who?
Yeah, Hugo Weaving.
Let me make sure I'm talking about the Hugo.
He was Elrond in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Is it that dude? But
unless you're thinking of Eric Bana, I think it's Eric Bana who was Crossbones. Is that who you're thinking of?
Yes, Eric Bana.
Oh, okay. Wrong mask. But no, yeah. It's Eric Bana. Yeah.
It's like mask or like fleshy.
Yeah, I was like thinking. I was like, because you said the moment you said red, I was like, okay,
Crossbones.
so
Crossbones.
Sorry. Yeah.
100%. I see what you. Yeah, I get what you mean with him. Yes.
Or wait, is this the guy? Maybe I'm just.
Oh my god! How many actors do I have to pull out of my head real quick?
every single one.
Which Captain America?
Yeah, which movie? Yeah, which movie?
Was it? Maybe it wasn't even Captain America.
Oh,
hang on. Hang on. Anyway, you know what? I'm not gonna.
I'll
find the name later.
There's an actor
he
that's
talked about
in Ian's eyes. Got it.
This actor talked about how like he was on a podcast called The Fighter and the Kid, I think it is.
Oh Jesus!
And he talked about how like he was on Tran, to do like some of the movies that he's done. He's been on Tran for it.
Which is Tyrannoball, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. Sorry, Tyrannoball for people who
are not.
I don't know why I know that. I just do. This is like the stupid random facts. Like, oh yeah, let me think of all the masked characters in Marvel films. I know those names. What's the long form name of Tyrannoball? Hey, can you do basic algebra? No.
No. I'm illiterate. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. I was learning more about this, which is why I guess I was finding it interesting. It's like, it's probably more prevalent than I at first imagined.
Yeah.
But yeah, what were we talking about before? I don't remember.
I was just saying, like, I'm really excited for Eternals.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
Yes.
Like,
so, and then Harrison was like, oh, Camille. Right. Okay.
Yeah, really like Camille.
Sorry. Going back to yeah. Wow. We're good.
Big tangent.
Yeah. We tend to do that a lot.
That's okay.
But I don't know. I'm really excited for Eternals, mainly because I really like the more like cosmic, not even just in Marvel, but like more cosmic superhero magic type bullshit.
Question.
Instead of like, what's up?
Is Eternals already out? Is
No,
that a show
it
that's
is
already
not.
happening?
It is a film
It's a film.
coming out in November, I think.
November
Okay.
so far. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Why did I
is.
think
It
was
is meant to be
show?
a film.
You're thinking
It's
of
because they're just kicking out all.
There
these
is a
shows.
show. There is a show, and it's called. Oh my god.
Is it a different set of heroes?
Yes, it's different.
show that
and
I'm
it
thinking
starts.
of?
With,
Okay.
It starts with an I. I think too.
Invincible.
No. Well, that one was better. I know for sure that one was better. It was. It's Marvel, but it wasn't good. Everyone was excited, but I don't remember it all of a sudden. And it's not mutants, but it was like the other one, and I can't put it. It's on the tip of my.
I know
tongue.
what you're talking about.
Not Titans. It's
What
Marvel
are
as
you
well.
talking about?
It's Marvel as well. I think I know that's why.
It had like
Inhumans?
Inhumans,
Inhumans,
right?
that's it.
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking of. All right. I was
Yeah,
confusing
I think
Inhumans.
that was supposed to be their like weird mutants.
This was
Yeah.
Marvel's answer to having mutants because they didn't have the rights to it
because
because
Fox
of Fox.
has X-Men.
But now they have X-Men. No one cares.
Yeah. No, Eternals are.
Yeah, because it was the thing with the weird monster dog. That's right.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
Inhumans. There
like
we go.
I don't really know what the Eternals are, and that's why I really want to read the comics, because it's the Eternals are really small.
Yeah.
They're small scale in comics, but they're like super overpowered.
Somebody that I like watch or listen to or something basically summed it up as they're like the what humanity was like supposed to be, like the penultimate of humanity or something like that.
Like,
Like
I'm
they're all
pretty
super
sure-
powerful.
there's-
super
It's the
strong.
equivalent of the New Gods in DC. Luke,
Yeah.
If that rings a bell.
Well, because I'm trying to remember the like comic timeline. Either Thanos is an Eternal, or there's what are the like big giant robot dudes?
Oh, the robot dudes are
Like they're not robots, but they're like a race. It's the same. Like there was Nowhere, which is like the skull of one of those things.
yeah.
And then there's another one that like originally wielded the Power Stone. It's like Isu the Watcher, I think is his name.
These are
They're
some
like a
deep
specific
cuts.
race. And I do not remember what they're called right now. Hang on one
But
second.
yes, Thanos is from my. I might be
Like
talking out of
Thanos
my
is
butt.
like a weird, like he was like a mutation of the Eternals as a race. But
'Cause
yeah,
his
the Eternals are
race is
basically
Titans, right?
what?
Or that's what they're referred to? Thanos' race? Titans?
Thanos. I thought he's just Thanos.
no.
the
Titan
Mad
was
Titan.
the planet.
Like they live
Oh.
on Titan.
They
and
live
he's
on
the
Titan.
Mad Titan.
Okay.
He's the
because
Mad Titan. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I think he was an Eternal.
okay.
And yeah, they're basically like they're like superhuman beings.
I learned in
but-
the comics that Thanos had a brother whose
Mhm.
name was Star Fox.
Did it make you think of actual Star Fox
Yeah, a
just
little
walking
bit.
around with
A
Thanos?
little bit. But this guy's power was he makes everybody a little horny.
What a stupid power. It's
Very funny.
I don't know, but like part of it is Eternals, I think, just have like they just nail it for me because like these cosmic heroes,
Mhm.
and then like the cast is a ridiculous cast
It's a stacked
in all
cast.
honesty,
Yeah.
because I just want to read it off real quick
Go for it.
because it's star-studded. You have Angelina Jolie,
Mm-hmm.
you have Richard Madden, who played in Game of Thrones as I just dropped his name. He's one of the Stark boys.
Yeah, Rob.
Robert.
He's the Rob Stark.
Yeah.
You have Rob Stark. Yeah, Kumail
Kinda.
Kumail. I'm
Nanjiani?
sorry, I can't say the name right now. Yeah, Nanjiani.
Is it Kit Harington?
You have Salma Hayek. Yeah, and then Kit Harington. He's not an Eternal. He's Black
he's-
Knight.
but he's in it.
which
He's
is-
in the yeah.
It's like Black Knight is like a different thing. You have Lena Headey, I think is also, she might not be in Eternals, but I know she's with Kit Harington's specific Moon Knight.
Oh,
Moon
yeah.
Knight? They're pulling
Wait.
out Moon Knight?
yeah, they're
Or
pulling
Black
out
Knight? Is it Black Knight or I think it's Black Knight. Sorry,
Moon Knight's a different
Kit Harington is
Yeah.
Black Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I was
But
like, wait, what?
But Moon
Sorry,
Knight is a
I'm
thing,
going all
though.
over
Moon
the
Knight
place.
is
Yeah.
a thing, though.
No, I know. I was very surprised.
But
When is that
They
coming out?
pulled that out.
I have no idea.
But that's yeah.
It was
Uh,
Salma Hayek.
and even just like the characters they play just have really badass names.
Mm.
Like Angelina Jolie's character is basically Athena.
Mm.
They just call her Athena.
Very,
You have,
very original Marvel.
Richard
Very
Madison is
original.
playing Icarus. You have Ajax, which is supposed to be like Ajax. It's just like these like you have someone named Gilgamesh.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Don Lee.
It's like these just badass character names.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for that. And it also makes me excited
What a
because one of my new favorites from Marvel is the character Nova,
Mm.
who is more on the like cosmic side of things.
Yep.
And I just want them to do a Nova comic or a Nova movie.
That'd be sick.
I feel like that one would have to spin off from Guardians, though. Somehow.
Yeah,
Guardians
you'd have to do some weird twists because they already technically had the Nova Corps,
Yeah.
and they were basically just like stormtroopers.
Yeah. But I want that too. I want, if they're going the route, because it seems like they're spoilers for everything. I'll try to keep it at minimal. It seems like they're going towards the Young Avengers, which Nova I think is a part of, from what I remember.
Yeah,
Well, I guess it depends
it's
on.
funny, I don't like that Nova. I like.
I was
the
gonna say it
older
depends.
Nova.
I was gonna say it depends on which route they go. If they
Mhm.
do Nova.
Yeah, and Richard was my favorite.
And they might combine
Versus,
things.
I think Alex was his name. Huh?
I just said, and they might like combine elements from each.
Yeah. But I agree
Yeah.
with Luke. I get. Yeah, I know which one. Yeah.
But then they also like they just dropped. It was the teaser trailer for Shang-Chi in Legend of the Ten Rings,
Mhm.
and I was also kind of like, "Meh." And then I saw the trailer. I was like, "Meh."
I'm just excited that the actual Mandarin dude is now an official thing, because in the past it was like Iron Man. I mean, I still liked what's his name? Oh my god, Ben Kingsley that was playing?
Yeah, Ben Kingsley was like the Mandarin,
Like-
but he was like the joke.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah, they show off the like, I don't know if you guys knew, but like, so they're having, they have the legit Mandarin as a character, and supposedly the actor for that guy is like this Hong Kong legend.
Yes.
Yeah, he's considered one of Asia's most successful and internationally recognized actors. I was like,
Damn.
okay, that's kind of like out of nowhere they pull this like superstar for Shang-Chi.
Mhm.
And I don't know, I guess maybe Harrison might get it, maybe just more than Ian, but it's weird because like, at least for me, I don't really resonate with like my Asian culture too much.
Mm.
But then I saw Shang-Chi, I was like, all right, maybe like it was cool to see, I guess, an Asian like main character. And usually I don't really care about that.
Yeah. I think it's mainly
And I just thought it was like something to see.
I know what you mean. It's weird. It's really weird because it is like one of those. I always hear about it from like other people where it's like, oh, like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm so used to like not seeing like my insert race here on the screen as the main thing, because I heard it a lot more when Crazy Rich Asians came out, and it was like, oh, we have this huge cast of like Asians, and this is like all Asian like oriented and everything, and I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I feel like it's just because honestly I'm pretty more whitewashed, if anything. Like I've just heard this like starting school, I was like, oh, okay, cool, I guess I am. But no, I think it is cool. I think for future generations, this is like we're getting that equivalent of Black Panther, I will say, for us.
Oh, yeah, I guess
think
that's
that's
a good
the
way to look
easiest
at
way
it.
to say it. And it's really funny when I hear like other people like, oh, this looks okay. I'm like, I'm excited because of this. And then like, but I am still kind of in that camp of I'm excited, but also still kind of not. I guess I want to temper my expectations still, I guess.
Yeah, like
Because I think that the big thing is every time someone is like, oh, what if they did pull like that typical Asian, like, oh, they're floating around fighting, like from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is what.
Well, I think because I think one of the main coordinators, or like one of the main stunt coordinators, did do work on the Matrix.
Oh,
so I think there is going to be a more. Like, there's both going to be that, I guess, more grounded Marvel feel, kind of like you got in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
But I know they did say they did want to pull from...
Yeah.
It's more of just like a genre of Asian film, but like the wuxia films.
Yeah.
Where it is like wire-based.
Did you... I mean, you saw the trailer, right? How, like, there was that one segment where it shows... I think it was the lady, like, kind of floating around.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's, like,
that
moment, I was like, okay... I can kind of get that feel. You know, it's like it felt like that kind of. It had that feel, like with the fighting.
It's you mentioned like it's basically a Black Panther level film for Asians, and I think that's cool. But it's also like I didn't really like Black Panther.
No, I mean, but that's like
we'll see how that goes.
Though. Yeah, I was
it is the equivalent.
It's like
I just like
the reaction to be that because I saw a lot of people.
People tell me like it's good, like you should be excited for. Like I could see my parents being like, you should be excited to see Asian people on screen. It's like, yeah, but what if it's bad?
No, same thing. I'm like, I'm excited because I'm like, this is awesome. We're moving towards that route. Cool. But what happens if it's bad? And that is going to be the mark. And I'm like,
blame it on the white people in charge.
But whoa,
dang son, you going there?
Ian went there. Well, then again, I will say Marvel does have this thing where I can at least assume that it is going to be a 6 or 7 on a scale. So it's like, hopefully it's good.
Yeah,
they have a standard, I will say, you know. So at least it will be at least that point. But I can see because already some people are like, I think this is going to be the weakest film. I was like, we say that for a lot. I was like,
there's only a trailer.
I was like, have you? People have said that, but I'm like, guys, have you not seen Iron Man 3? That's a low.
So, like,
that's a low.
I think they've learned. You're probably never gonna get anything worse than
or Thor 2.
Though, like, yeah, or even just like the first Thor.
Thor 2 was worse than that, in my opinion, at least. No, Thor 1. No, you know what? Both his it is
yeah,
Thor
but
1 and 2
like
were pretty
early Marvel. I think they're still trying to like get their footing.
Yeah.
If like you said, like they have a formula, and the formula doesn't go below a 6.
Yeah, it's always like 8
versus like I mean even with like Thor 1 and 2 or Iron Man 3 or even like the Hulk, those are pretty bad.
No, yeah. I guess when I say that I mean more so now in comparison. Like, you're right. Because when you bring up those movies, I'm like,
Shang-Chi won't be worse than that.
Yes.
It'll be a 6.
Yes,
at the very latest.
Yes. Which is my expectation for most Marvel stuff now.
I've heard some like crazy crackpot theories though about. Do you guys know like anything about Shang-Chi or like the Mandarin or the Ten Rings or anything?
No, I just watched the trailer now, and it looks pretty sick.
Okay.
Yeah, right. It looks sick. Yeah, it does look cool.
This is,
but
no, I don't know a whole lot about any of that.
Go on. Yeah, go on.
I just want to say this one crazy crackpot theory I've had, and it's literally like this person was on crack.
Okay.
Because if you notice, like it's the 10 rings, and the 10 rings are actually like the armbands, and people are saying like, oh, they don't want to confuse people with like, oh, it's like the Infinity Stones. People think after ingesting 2 pounds of crack that those rings are they are rings, but they're rings meant for a dragon, because there's a dragon called like Fen Fang Foom, who is this insane like horny dragon, and they think like he might make an appearance, or like they'll allude to they're actually rings for him and his dragon. And I'm just saying here, if that happens, we're automatically at a 9.
Oh, it's this guy.
Yeah,
we're
at a 9 right
in
now.
my life. Google doesn't even know. There's like 15 images, and that's it. What?
Fin Fang Foom is the most obscure character.
Bizarre creature
Yeah, I didn't even think. Oh my god,
so they think they're rings for him on his fingers.
Yeah. Because like they would fit on a dragon's claws, and that's why you can only put them on your arms because that's the only thing that's the equivalent size. And I don't know.
There is more. They are saying like I think I did read somewhere it was like they were trying to have more like, you know what? Never mind. I might be mixing stuff up. You know what?
Okay.
As the resident comic person, I'm not even gonna mess this up. But yes, there. What is, dude? If they bring this guy in,
that'd be hilarious.
Well, because they even said too, like Marvel, like Phase 4 onward, things kind of get
it's weird.
wonky.
No, it's already weird.
Like they get funky because they already have it's Doctor Strange and the like
multiverse
horrors of the multiverse.
Yeah,
so like, okay, let's introduce horny Hulk dragon.
Like they're already touching random stuff that I'm like, yeah, if they did this before, no. But now that like they have the quote unquote, I guess, or no, they have the reputation. They're like, all right, I've said this before. Marvel's literally like, forget it. We're already at this point. Let's just do everything. We're just gonna pull everything out of our butt that we just wanted to do. Just boom,
right into the ground.
It is. We've hit that point where you've hit all the mainstream stuff. Let's now touch the obscure comic stuff that makes comics weird.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, speaking of Star Fox, going back to that, somebody like edited. There's like some people on the internet want Harry Styles to be Star Fox in the Eternals.
I hate this so much.
And somebody's edited his face into like a like this is a really like good image of Star Fox.
Dude, send it.
Give me that link, bro.
But yeah, excited.
Like, Shang-Chi was like a. I'll be cautious about it.
I'm cautious, but yes, I'm the same camp as you. I'm cautious, but honestly pretty excited. But I guess I never thought about how like I'm also the worst person. I honestly we're both probably the worst person about this. Where like I have friends that are like super into it, and they're like, yes, we have like Asian representation. I'm like, yes,
yeah, and it's like
I'm just very cynical about it, I guess, and I'm scared to open this, dude.
It's pretty bad.
Oh my god, so bad.
Yeah, mainly I don't know. I'm more excited for Eternals, honestly.
Yeah. No, same. But it's like one of those I have low expectations at this point for Marvel because I don't know. I've also hit this point where I don't know too much. I actually have to look into it, and I'm like, cool. Because even for comics, like you say how like you're super into cosmic stuff. Not that I'm not. I just haven't actually like read too much.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah.
But
like maybe that's why I'm excited for. Well, I won't say anything. That's kind of a spoiler. Yeah, some of the cosmic stuff I'm excited for.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
What else? Harrison, you should read Worm.
This is gonna be like a bi-weekly thing. It's like, hey, you should read Worm.
It's every time, man.
I should. You're right.
Hey, how much progress you made on Worm there? But yeah, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to?
What you been doing?
Like last week, not reading Worm. I should.
I've heard that before.
It's hitting. It's already about to hit. Yeah, we're almost.
It's gonna be May
soon.
in 2 days.
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't done much. Also, because I'm also just as boring. But I've been working on like certs at this point, so that's also why I haven't done anything fun. So there's right now I've been hitting this thing where. Because Ian shuts me out of Apex all the time, and it makes me really sad, and I don't get to play enough, and it's just I never get the invites now. He doesn't even like shoot the hit. He doesn't hit me up on that.
Oh,
and now he's just too good for me. He's just super pro. I'm not on his level anymore. He's plat. I'm bronze. It's not the same. But kind of with that, it's an offshoot. So I've been playing more Halo, a lot more Halo. Like
I've been seeing
way more Halo. And it's mostly just in my free time. We have like a group that like now we have a few people that like wants to play like the campaigns more a bit, but also I think this is just a thing that's been happening. Like I think a lot of games now have just been hitting like that 3-man squads a lot. I think that's just my gripe with a lot of things like Destiny, Apex, even Outlanders or Outriders is 3.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just picking up stuff that I'm like, why did they keep doing this 3 thing? But I've heard the arguments like, well, because I have 3 people that are always down, and yeah,
Yeah,
but
there's good and bad. Good and bad with that.
there's good and bad with that. Yeah, I've just been playing a lot more. It's funny because I'm like, I do want us to like get it, like, because 2 of my friends have always been like, oh, I want to play Halo 4 more. I was like, God, I freaking hate this so much. Halo 4 is like that weird offshoot. I'm like, this is gross.
Which one was it? All right, was Halo 4 the one with the introduction of the new mecha alien race?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. And then at the end,
and then
Cortana and Chief have like a I
have
love
a
you,
moment.
goodbye
Yes.
kind of thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. God forbid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I know a lot of people hated that. I was kind of into it. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of into the like hologram
Ian
waifu
ships.
shit.
Ian ships.
Yeah. A little bit. A little bit.
Like, I mean, they could have done a really compelling story about that, but
I felt like, okay, if they did,
it turned into like Cortana wants to be mommy,
Yeah.
and Chief is like, no, thank you, sorry.
No.
it felt like it was half baked at the end, and I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Because she was
Yeah,
not
they
there
try-
the entire time. You're
Yeah, and she just shows up like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but okay, so we've been playing more. It's more like they like playing that with multiplayer, so like
Mhm.
PvP stuff. And I mean, I got used. The big gripe is they're always like, oh, they're sprinting.
Mm-hmm.
But then finally, I got them back, and I was like, guys, let's play. Because one of our other friends was like, hey, we all have Halo 3. Let's just play Halo 3. And we did that, and finally, one of them was like, wait, I think I actually missed this. This is actually really good. And what I want to do again is I want to get like a group to do like the custom games, because I think that's when it got fun. Was like playing this. It's not just because it's so bad, because every time like I feel bad because one of our friends is like, I was like, hey, do we want to get a group? And he's like, oh, I'm bad at PvP, so I rather not. I was like, no, I meant more like play custom games, like actually like play the fun stuff with a big group.
Yeah.
Which
I miss
we
that.
should totally do that. Cough, cough. Just get,
Nudge, nudge,
specifically just get Halo
nudge.
3. You don't have to get anything else.
Just
Because it,
the
yeah.
3.
I think it was just fun because like I think I hooked them because I was like, hey, we don't have to play PvP. We could just do custom games. And I pulled out freaking Duck Hunt. I pulled out freaking what's that game out? Oh my, Jenga. Like, do you guys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like the
Dude, Halo 3, the sandbox mode where you could just create stuff, that I sunk so much time into that with my
so
friend.
Mm-hmm.
Because I never had an Xbox. I would go over to his house
oh
and
yeah,
play
you
Halo.
go over. Yeah.
Yeah. We spent
You
so
know what's
much
crazy?
time in
The
that.
craziest part is, so what I like about Halo now, like
Mhm.
this is like Master Chief Collection, like years later. I think they finally figured it out. Like they have seasons, but the thing is, you can still get the stuff that they release on these seasons now. So I can still go back and get like stuff from like season 1. When Reach dropped, that's when they started seasons. And
okay.
they support Halo 3 so much more because there's so much more armors now compared to when it first came out.
Oh.
Like they actually have like way more helmets. They have way more like shoulder
that
pads.
was like
and
my
all-
favorite part. Heck yeah.
Yeah, they actually they have more visors. They have like animated visors now at this point, I guess. But I just think it's cool like how this game that we played like years ago. And I think it's also just because they know Halo 3 is like the fan favorite, and they're just milking it and just putting everything in possible.
Wait. All right. I'm sorry. I'm going to derail this really quick. The Fing Fang Foom thing. I just saw the thing that Luke sent.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
is it literally
It's Fing
like
Fang Foom.
Hulk Dragon? Why does he have
I
purple
told you,
pants?
he's a horny Hulk
Why
dragon.
does he have purple pants? And why is he like the giant in Jack and the Beanstalk? Fing Fang Boom. Fee Fi Fo Fum?
I'm telling you, man, things get weird.
Alright, that's wild.
And maybe that's why I like cosmic stuff, is because it's like
this weird
absurd.
stuff. Yeah, it's
Because
absurd.
I
and it's
like
crazy.
absurd humor.
Because they can. Like, because that's what, and I mean, that's,
Yeah, because they
The
don't
plus
need
with
to
comics.
explain anything.
yeah.
It's just like, yeah,
this is some crazy stuff.
it's Fin Fang Foom.
Yeah.
That's just, come on, man. Why you hating on his vibe?
Yeah.
Why are you hating on this one?
But
Anyways, yes. I just looked up Halo 3 on Steam. And
it's
it's
$10.
only $10, yeah.
Yeah, it's only $10.
Mhm.
Honestly, the ones that we play, honestly.
Honestly?
Oh my gosh.
Honestly,
Uh,
bro?
Honestly.
Honestly. the only ones we touch are like Reach and 3,
Mm-hmm.
and the select few that we're like, okay, let's play 4. But when there's most of us, it's like, all right, let's go back to Reach and 3. So, but I still think it's a better choice to just buy the whole collection because you save more money. In all honesty,
them savings.
But my last thing is this is the big thing, and this is where So I actually finally watched the Demon Slayer movie.
Bro,
I watched it twice.
Oh wow.
Just because I'm back. I'm like, I'm vaccinated. I feel fine. In all honesty, and they still space everyone out actually. So it was fun. So I watched it one time with my girlfriend, and the second time with my brother. Just because I felt like he should watch it too. And this is when I'm like, it's super hard for me to still like. The hardest sell, honestly, is season 1 of Demon Slayer because it is very I will say it's like a very basic shonen to an extent.
Yeah.
But then the hook was always, oh, you gotta watch episode 19. Blah 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 blah. That's the episode. I'm like, I agree. That's why I watched it because I'm a sucker. The crazy animated. It's the spider part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the spider part. Yeah,
I know what you're talking
and
about.
I mean, everyone like at least knows that part.
Yeah.
But this is when because I've read all of it. This is when it gets good. Is this movie? Yeah. This is when season 1 is just set up. It's straight up just set up. This movie's technically season 2. Well, no, it would be the next arc. Everything onward, it just gets good. I will say, it gets good. People should watch. Oh yeah, people need to get up to this point and just watch the movie. It is well, one, it's made by it's animated by Ufotable, so how much we've been talking about Fate, the Fate series, it's really funny.
Yeah, people who do the Fate series.
Yeah.
Like that's also why I thought it was really good. But this is, I believe, the 10 out of 10 rating, and oh my gosh, I could have cried. Like I almost. It's been a while since I've almost. Well, also I think it's maybe a combination of, oh wow, look at me, I'm in a movie theater, I'm experiencing this.
yeah. The nostalgia.
No, it was it was great. Well, yeah, one, it was crazy because I'm like, wow, my eardrums are not used to this anymore. Like I'm so used to having like earbuds and stuff, but oh my gosh, like animation so good. Like this is when I think the story hits. Like this is when I think it's what makes Demon Slayer different from most. Like this is when it starts diverting. I can see where there could be some gripes, but in all honesty, I'm like, this to me was when I got hooked on the manga and I kept going. I binged that thing in time-wise, I'd say like 2 weekends, like maybe 2 days actually.
Damn.
Yeah. Wow.
So
that's great.
And I do believe the hype where at one point Demon Slayer on the charts topped One Piece for like, I think like a couple weeks. And like, I think because my girlfriend's a huge One Piece fan, and she's like, even she's like, that's respect because One Piece is always number 1 for like the longest time. Go for it.
Yeah, so well, I mean, I am gonna watch it. I actually was planning on watching it yesterday. Yeah, I was planning on watching it yesterday, but then the plans fell through because the person I was gonna go see it didn't feel good.
They extended it tomorrow.
But yeah,
cough.
They extended the thing. No, but I am actually really. I've been getting more interested because I was never. I've watched all.
No,
of
I remember.
First
no,
season.
I know. I remember your reaction to it. I get what like. It was like it was good, right?
Yeah.
It was definitely like one of those. Like, it was good. It got good at the end. If anything, it was like, okay, this is cool. But I think this arc, one, I can see why. Like, there's a reason why it's a movie because if it was in the show format, I would fucking kill someone.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting. I want to keep that in mind when I watch it. No, yeah. So I somewhat recently was kind of like I just I spend too much time on YouTube, but I watched a video where someone was like, I don't know what it was. It might have been something like why you should read Demon Slayer or something like that, or why Demon Slayer's good or something. And so they went into like. They didn't go like too heavy on the spoilers or anything, but they were able to like show enough and provide enough context where I was like, wow, that's actually pretty cool and interesting, and I actually kind of wanted to it got me kind of wanting to watch it. So
Yeah.
I probably I don't know if I can get to see the movie tomorrow. I might not see it I might like find it completely legally online. But
and that's the dumbest thing with like it's the suckiest thing with anime movies. It's like usually it's just 2 days.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we extend it for like a week. But this time it's like it's a week. But anyway,
yeah.
but that's
God,
but yeah,
I've been waiting for the Evangelion movie.
Yeah, I was
so
gonna say,
long.
yeah.
And I still can't see
I was
it.
actually about to mention that too. I was like, that's probably the same.
Yeah.
But I definitely I don't want to overhype it either. But this is when if I were to sell someone on the manga itself, this was the arc that I was like, yep, I'm sold. This is I'm in.
I'm in.
But I'm also like compared to you guys, I'm a sucker for like shonen stupidity. So
no, I mean, my girlfriend did watch it though, and she's the same as you. She fucking loves it.
Like, I even watched watching it the second time. I still like it didn't change. I was like, wow, this is actually really good.
Heck yeah, high praise.
The only takeaway you should take from me on how my day is going: watch Demon Slayer.
You're just riding the hype train.
Right.
Just watch it.
Just watch it.
Just
read Worm, but watch that.
You should read Worm.
Interesting question. Did reading it make the movie any less enjoyable?
No.
Wow. Okay.
For one, actually, I think the movie amplified
Isn't the movie supposed to be like a tie-in between season 1 and 2?
It's actually like the next arc, like legitimately.
Yeah, so I don't think it would take away at all.
No, if anything, it actually they did they did not miss a beat. They did not miss anything.
So is it not in the manga?
No, it's in the manga. No, it's actually in the manga.
Okay.
Wait, what's your question? I think I might have misunderstood.
Me?
No, Ian.
Yeah,
well, he was asking if the movie made the
reading it.
Yeah, my question was just like, since you'd already since you've already read it, so you already know what what's going to happen in the movie.
No,
is it less enjoyable? But
no, I think it's even better because this is my thing. This is also my thing where this is probably why I'm more of like, I like to watch things more than read, because I think there's this camp, and this is where I'm like the dumb monkey brain, but I think I also like how you get this thing where like you can read like how he says it. I can imagine how he's saying it, for instance, like there's lines, but then hearing it voice acted like really well, it makes it just, if anything, it just amplifies it. And I'm like, wow, this is actually really good. And I actually almost like, I talked to like a few friends that watched it, they're like, this is amazing. Like you just it's just visually appealing.
It hits different.
Feel everything. It just hit. I really wanted to not say it. I was like, it hit different. It really did hit different
though.
But yes, this is also I try. I think about it too. I'm like, is this my favorite arc? If any, it's my favorite arc. I think only because I think initially everything before was like, it felt like, oh, typical. I kind of expected some of this stuff, but I think this one, like, it was just different. I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah.
So, yes, just watch the movie. If you, it's hard because by the time this comes out, it's no longer in the U.S. Actually, I just thought about it.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
It comes out on I think it comes out on DVD like in June or July.
That's not too bad.
Like that. Yeah, it comes.
We'll come back in June after Ian has completely legitimately seen it.
Yeah, totally.
Legally.
Just want to talk about it.
We'll see what he has to say.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
But that's all I got. What about you guys? Anything else you want to add? Some thoughts?
Something I was going to say it earlier when we were still talking about Eternals.
Yeah.
I know the director for Eternals also just had... she got an Academy Award for like Best Director or something.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
For a film called Nomadland.
Wait.
Never heard of the film. But I just thought it was interesting that.
Oh,
It was a film.
Because I know, like,
It was a film. You said.
I know about this.
Yeah, it was a movie called Nomadland.
Oh, it came out last year. Oh,
and I mean, I haven't seen it because I haven't gone to the movies.
Yeah.
But I guess it was good enough to get an Academy Award.
Oh,
but
I recognize it.
The other thing that it made me excited because, I mean, with a lot of Marvel movies, you have quote unquote small directors like Taika Waititi or Taika Waititi? Taika Waititi,
yeah,
who did Ragnarok, and everybody loved Ragnarok as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
People I've talked to, and it'll be interesting to see how much these other directors try and break away from like the Marvel formula.
Yeah. And I want that. I do want that though.
Yeah,
I really do.
Especially, I mean, because like they're smaller directors, but they also have like a different level of like caliber.
Yeah,
because Taika Waititi wasn't a nobody. He's got
films
like
under.
He did What We Do in the Shadows, which is a comedy film, which I loved. And like he wasn't a nobody, and it's gonna be cool to see these like, I guess, outsiders tackle a Marvel film.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait for his next door movie.
I'm also excited for that because,
I mean,
it seems like the people who were cast for the Thor film are like excited.
Yeah.
Not only because like I think a lot of them respect and enjoy Taika Waititi, but also like his take on Thor seems like more interesting.
Yeah.
Because they got Natalie Portman back.
Yeah.
And she said too, like she like did not enjoy Thor 1.
No. But she's in on this one. So
yeah.
Can't wait.
And it's kind of the same thing with like the new Spider-Man film they're doing. It's like they're pulling people back in from other Spider-Man films that
that's
like
crazy. Yeah.
Probably wouldn't go back, but
I
mean, for some maybe it's just the money, but also like they probably enjoyed at least somewhat what they did.
Right. Yeah. Can't wait. But yeah, I think it's funny because tying that back to like our expectations, where it's like, is that I think Marvel, because Marvel already has like how many X amount of movies at this point, up to like Endgame, you have that standard. I think now is an okay time to break away, because if you have the expectation for that, I think it's good. Like we said, we can expect at least a 6, but I think now it's like I would like, they still, not saying that they don't do spins on anything on stories and such, but I think it'd be nice to like maybe like experiment more, and I think I will say more for these shows. I think that's their way of like trying to do it without putting on the big picture, so it doesn't hit as bad. If you get what I mean, like they won't take as much of a hit in comparison to like theater releases.
Yeah.
But because like if someone doesn't watch the show, they just don't watch the show. But someone's still paying money for it. They're still paying for the subscription.
Yeah.
Yeah. But excited.
I didn't know there was going to be an Akira movie.
I just saw that too.
I'm so out of the loop.
It's gonna be bad.
Probably.
I have a feeling too. Yeah.
Because it's a live
action.
Oh,
is it live
right?
action? Oh. Unfortunately.
Oh, is it?
I think it is both a live action Akira adaptation, and it's also like, not that there's anything wrong with a Western director taking like an Asian inspired film,
but that track record
historically the track record is terrible.
It's so bad.
So
it's so bad.
Akira's gonna be.
What did they do to my boy Goku?
Oh, no, stop that. I mean, wait, what movie? Wait, what?
What? I don't know.
I was gonna even talk about like Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, I was thinking that one first, actually.
Like that was just a wonky. I never saw it. The trailers just look so bizarre to me.
Man. Look at us. I feel like this podcast for once had like a huge theme, and it was totally unintended.
Yeah, I know, right?
Was it? Is it just 3 guys brooding with a dark room? Because that's what we're doing right now.
No.
For those listening, we actually have video for once, so I can actually see these beautiful faces.
I haven't seen their faces live in.
Yeah, legit. It's actually
a long time. A long time.
A while. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we had a theme.
Yeah.
Look at
Who
that.
knew?
Yeah, let's round that out.
All it took was Ian starting it off with pizza. The unifying theme of pizza.
You know how we're ending? Ian's hungry for pizza.
Oh, dude, I'm actually starving.
I'm just hungry.
Yeah. That's when we know how to call it. What?
Anything you guys want to drop or plug or anything at this point?
Yeah, you guys should read Worm.
You guys should watch Demon Slayer.
All right.
No.
No.
Did I tell you that we tried to watch, like my girlfriend and I tried to watch Demon Slayer, and we just kind of like, Like,
you stepped
we
away
didn't get very
from when
far.
I said it.
The anime.
Yeah.
We didn't get very far, and then we just got really bored.
Exactly what I was talking to Ian when you stepped away. Dang it.
Yeah, I was just
That's
like,
exactly
when
what
I actually finished the anime, but I was like, yeah, it was all right. And then I wasn't interested.
That's why I kept saying, I'm like, it's such a hard sell because honestly, it's such a cookie cutter, somewhat cookie cutter, like.
Well, it's like it's different because like it does start out as a shonen, and neither of us like shonen anymore or at all, and the characters are all kind of garbage.
I'm
like barring probably the two main characters, at least from what we've seen, they're just kind of, they follow shonen tropes.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, all right, we're bored. And then like you do have to get to episode 19, which is probably the furthest any episode marker is. Because for me, the longest is Steins Gate episode
13.
12.
12 and then 13 minutes.
Otherwise, it's just like, give everything a 3-episode test and see if you're still interested. And I think we watched up to 6, and then we just like, nah.
That's why I keep saying season 1 is literally just a setup season.
Yeah.
And that's why it's the hardest thing to sell. That's why I'm not surprised when someone's like, I got bored. I'm like, yeah,
but
I can't argue with that.
I have the greatest comeback now. And I think maybe only I would feel this way, but I felt this. This might be kind of spoilery, but it's mainly just my own personal opinion. But I mean, a few months ago, I was hyping up Attack on Titan, and then the ending chapter happened.
I was gonna ask.
I was underwhelmed.
You're in.
So
yeah, I've heard
even with that investment and things going super well, it just they just spaghettied at the very end, and I'm like, sad. And this is also, personally, this is my personal opinion. This is how I feel about My Hero. I'm basically caught up with the manga now. They kind of spaghettied everything.
I didn't know you were still reading it.
I ended up binging it a while ago, and
yeah, just because you stopped doesn't mean everyone else.
Oh no, I thought we both stopped.
But that's what I just said.
And then I picked it up because I think I just had like a bunch of time off. I had like a long weekend or something, or it was either a long weekend or I was just staying up till 3 a.m. during a weekday because I'm terrible. I ended up reading it, and
it's me too. Me too.
I'm more disappointed in My Hero, but that's because I enjoy the superhero genre, mainly because Worm, and nothing compares to Worm, but especially My Hero at the very end tends to like do really weird story decisions that I just am like bamboozled by.
Yeah. But I mean, I was gonna say Attack on Titan. It sounds like, I'm not surprised by your response either, because it sounds like there have been like, it's a very like, either not divided, but I've heard a lot of people, people that are like, oh, I don't like
divisive.
It. Like now I don't like it.
And it sucks, especially for me, because up to literally the penultimate chapter, I could see like, we're gonna go somewhere that you generally don't see Japanese media go. And then the final chapter came out, and I was just like, oh, we're back to regular Japanese media. Okay, that's fair.
We're about to ascend.
Because it's like back to what we talked about earlier. Like you have the interesting twist, and then it just kind of like folds back onto itself and fixes itself. And like, yeah, we're not actually doing anything different. We're just We're doing the same old, same old.
Same old, baby.
Yeah. And that's why,
We'll
amongst other reasons, I'm not interested in a lot of current anime right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh.
Anyway, long spiel that was supposed to be us closing out. Now we can close out.
Ian, anything?
Yeah. I stream and post YouTube videos about games. That's
really funny. I said plug, and I didn't even think about how.
You did say plug.
Gamer.
Plug. I didn't even think about legitimate plug. Oops.
No,
I took
Ian's
you
got
No,
serious.
you got it. No, you got this. No, you're right. You're right. You're not wrong.
And I'm also on Twitter at Ian Eats Games.
It's all Ian Eats Games.
Ian Eats Games, one word.
I love it.
It's all I eat.
I would plug my own stuff, but I'm rebranding.
You're still. So. No worries. I guess
I don't want to like, hey, check this out, and then 2 weeks later, it's a different name.
Oops, different name.
I guess if we're plugging,
plug you.
I will
Harrison.
plug my stuff then. It's just one other
Self-plug.
thing. You can also find me on Novo or my other podcast, Novo Convo Podcast, and that one is also predominantly more. It's me and my friend talking about comics and anime.
Yeah.
If anything, I feel like it's me leading comic book stuff and she leads like anime stuff. So
it seems like a more focused show than this one.
In comparison to, I like this one.
They're very focused. Yeah. We're very ramble.
Yeah,
as you can tell.
I mean, the
both are good.
Podcast. Let's be real here.
I mean, it's apples and oranges,
Yeah.
but
both are good.
But if you really like,
if you want like I guess if you want like a focus, like we talk about certain shows or like seasons at that point, and we actually like it's like I'd say like way shorter than this because we just ramble, but I find it's fun still.
Yeah.
If you want to simp for Gojo like they do, check out their 3rd episode. Or if you want to simp for Levi,
my gosh.
check out episode 4.
Wait,
it's the Novo Convo, NGOVO. It's not spelled how you think. NGOVO Convo Podcast.
Oh my god, Luke, you touched me in
Boom.
different ways.
Oh,
Boom! I plugged you.
I feel things now. Oh.
For some reason,
That's
when
a
you
better
said,
plug than I was gonna say.
when you said Gojo, for some reason I thought of the I don't remember his name, but the guy from Kill la Kill with the face on his chest.
What?
You remember Kill la Kill? He was the one when his uniform transformed. It was like a face. It was very telling that it was from the studio.
What?
Oh shoot!
That did Gurren Lagann.
Look at this. We're gonna look at this after because I don't remember all of a sudden.
Hold up.
You're not? Are you thinking of Gamaguri?
Yeah, Gamaguri.
Because his outfit isn't like that.
Gamaguri?
He's the bondage one. All right.
Anyway,
we're cutting it here. I'm gonna bash Ian after.
Anyway, yeah. Thanks for listening. You can tweet us any topic suggestions at SuperBoss Pod. That's mainly our Twitter. Let's just do that. Honestly, it's a little bit easier because now we're all
most active on
we're
Twitter.
all on Twitter now at this rate.
Oh wait,
I hate it. I hate Twitter.
Yeah, me too.
It's a cesspool.
And but yeah, you can follow.
But
us
go
there.
on Twitter for us.
You can follow us there, or follow us on YouTube, Facebook. I say Facebook, but let's be real here too. I need to edit this.
That's just where we put up our old recordings if you miss us.
Yeah. But yeah.
Anyway, catch us there if you want to listen back.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, just let us know how we're doing, and thanks again for tuning in.
Yep. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.